Welcome to the Vanguard Gifted Academy educational channel. I'm Elizabeth Blaetz. I'm the head of school at Vanguard Gifted Academy. And one of the biggest questions that I get is, how do you know my kid is gifted? Giftedness is asynchronous development. That's not fancy, that's not fun, that's not what everybody wants to be, but that's what giftedness is. Asynchronous development is a child intellectually is at a whole different level than he is developmentally. They ask questions all the time, and as they go through this process, they also have feelings about these things that they don't understand. So these children are thinking at a level that's totally different than their developmental peers. But the thing is, they're still developmentally 5 or 6 or 7. And so they're stuck between two worlds. They still have the emotional aspects of a 5 or 6 or 7 years old, but they are looking at the world like a 13, 14, 15-year-old. And so this conflict within them is so challenging. And that is where it's hard for parents to understand their child. How can they be so mature one time and then you turn around and they're throwing a temper tantrum on the floor, right? And so as a parent, as a teacher, you have to give them the leeway, the room to really be who they are and understand both of them. And ideally, they want to be around people who can be with them intellectually as well as their own age. A teaching example of this asynchronous development in your gifted child. I was teaching second grade, and I had this boy, and he gets his pencil out and he starts writing, and his writing is amazing. He's a wonderful writer. So he's writing away, and I stop by where he's working, and I say, "Hey, Greg, what you got?" And he just points to his paper. And I said, "Okay." So I start reading what he wrote aloud, and pretty soon he's turning red. His eyes are swelling up, and he's starting to cry. And I look at him and I said, "Greg, what's the matter?" He said, "That's not what I had in my brain. It's not what I wanted on the paper." And my heart is breaking because this is a challenge that gifted children have. Their brain is so full of amazing things, but they can't get it on the paper. So I stopped him and I said, "Wait a minute." I said, "Nobody can write all the things that are in their brain." I said, "Nobody. Not even me." And he says, "Yes, you can." I said, "Okay, I tell you what, I'll give you 1 minute. I'll be your scribe for 1 minute." And he looked at me like with excitement all over the place because everything he was thinking was going to get on that page in 1 minute because Mrs. Blaetz was writing it down. So I started, and he starts talking, and he's talking dinosaurs, and he's got all the big names, and he's got all kinds of stuff about the history of dinosaurs and facts that are just totally blowing my mind. And I'm writing as fast as I can, and the buzzer goes off, and our minute's up. And I said, "Okay, read what I wrote." And he starts reading. And pretty soon he's looking at me like I've just messed up. And I said, "What's the matter?" He said, "You didn't write everything I said." I said, "I can't write that fast either." And with that, his shoulders relaxed. His smile came back. We could go on with the day because he understood that his expectations couldn't be fulfilled, not even by the teacher. So that's just one example of that asynchronous development that needs to be understood by the child and by the people around him. A real good reference that I wanted to share with you is Linda Silverman. She is an amazing psychologist who really has a good perception of giftedness, and she has a website that we'll post on the site here for you, so you can go in and you can learn that giftedness is defined in a lot of different ways. The attributes I talk about today, there's a million other attributes that are in there too. And so that's a great place for you to go and learn more about giftedness. Raising a gifted child can be exhilarating and exhausting, and there's many of us out here that understand that. On this educational channel, we are really looking for your insights and your questions so we can help you. That's what we're here for. The community is so important for everybody, especially for parent support. So please share with us more about your gifted child as we continue with further episodes about giftedness.